What's going on, guys? Not the video that I wanted to make today. I did intend on making another video. I was going to do a mail day and a TTM, but that didn't end up happening today due to unfortunate events. I'm just going to try and share a few things, and then I'll get started here. But yeah, unfortunately today, I'm sure you've all heard, Roy Halladay, former pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays and Philadelphia Phillies, died. Was killed in a plane crash in the Gulf of Mexico, and it's unfortunate. I don't know what else to say. I was when I heard about it, when I was first alerted at this possibility before anything was truly and officially reported. You could kind of read the Twitter stuff, and once you heard the initial reports, you knew what had happened. You were waiting for confirmation, and it was just sickening and disappointing and sad on so many levels. So I did dig through my boxes and pulled out a few Phillies cards, or a few autograph cards I had of them. I have tons of base stuff and things like that. Give me 1 second, guys. There are a few. You're gonna hear a little feedback there, but just post this over here real quick. And yeah, back to it. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be chiming in. I'll try and read some of the comments once I get some thoughts out. But yeah, Roy Halladay passing away is not something you ever want to hear or see, and it's, I don't even know how to describe it. You hear those initial reports, and you're just in disbelief. You get that sick feeling in your gut. And, for so many reasons, the loss of a human life, of course, and then you immediately think about his wife and his children. And then, I know for me, I think about his teammates, and I think about the fans in this city of Philadelphia, who he was only part of for 4 seasons. And I think, of course, about all the fans in Toronto. And it's just, it's definitely a tough situation. It's hard to describe because, it just brings you back to so many great moments. Like I said, Roy Halladay was with the Phillies for 4 seasons, but it seemed like so much more. The excitement level when the Phillies acquired him in a trade from Toronto, and then the excitement that built up as he made his first Phillies start, and that unbelievable 2010 season he had with the Phillies. I mean, he was unbelievable. He was incredible. He threw a perfect game, and I can remember being at work and all the people that I worked with for so many years. I worked at a sports newswire service, and you kind of get whispers, like, because I would always be paying attention to the Phillies games, whether I was covering them or not. But people would be like, "Hey, have you seen Halladay? He's through 5, he's through 6," and then you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, and the game you're covering isn't necessarily the priority. You're looking up and watching him with the potential for perfection, and he threw that perfect game, and it was incredible and unbelievable to watch. And then as just the season went on, he was awesome in 2010. Had an absolutely incredible year, and that all kind of came to a head in the 2010 postseason, where I was lucky enough once again to attend a Phillies playoff game. And a few days before it started, I think I was down in Maryland visiting my brother Tom, and I got the notification from the Phillies saying, "Hey, here's a chance to buy a few additional postseason tickets." So I think I called up my buddy Warren, and I was like, "Hey, I got a chance. I had a few Phillies tickets. I already had tickets myself. Are you interested?" And he said, yeah, of course. They were like $50, not real expensive. And yeah, I got him the tickets and whatever. And he was down at that first playoff game against the Cincinnati Reds, and I drove down with a friend of mine who was meeting another friend of mine and my brother Andrew. So my brother Andrew and I sat in my old season ticket, which was section 320, row 3, seats 11 and 12, and just excited for another Phillies postseason run and hoping to see them reach the World Series potentially for the third consecutive year, which didn't happen, unfortunately. But that day we saw a piece of baseball history that was absolutely incredible. We were lucky enough to witness Roy Halladay throw the second no-hitter in postseason history, and that's just an incredibly big deal. It was pretty amazing. You're just going there to watch a playoff game. You're just going there hoping to see the Phils win because you understand the importance of the postseason. You understand the importance of getting off to a good start. And never heading down to that game did I ever sit there and think, you were going to see a no-hitter. But he was on. He was awesome that day. It was his first playoff start. I think 12 years into his career or so. And I just remember sitting there watching him go through the lineup once and going, wow. You knew he had no-hit stuff. He was actually awesome in his final regular season start, which I saw down in Washington, D.C. He was incredible in that as well. And the no-hitter, you get through 5, and as a baseball fan, it's still early, but you definitely take real notice. And then he's through 6, and then he's through 7, and then he's through 8, and then you're going into 9th inning going, oh my Lord, like, he has a chance to throw a no-hitter. Like, a no-hitter is unbelievably incredible to see on TV or in a stadium, but in the playoffs, that's unheard of. It happened one time in Major League history, and man, that 9th inning was unbelievable. And you got the first 2 outs, and then I believe it was Brandon Phillips hit the dribbler right in front of the plate. Ball's right next to his bat. Carlos Ruiz kind of gets out there, grabs it. He's falling down as he throws it. Fires it to first base in time, and it's just like euphoria. The stadium was incredible. Just an amazing experience. And I've experienced some amazing stuff down at Citizens Bank Park, seeing playoff games in the World Series. But yeah, that day was incredible. And I guess my point with that is, that's what these athletes bring, and that's what teams and sports bring. They bring memories, lifelong memories that you're always going to remember, and moments in time and who you share them with. And I just remember watching the game with my brother Andrew, and just we were so excited and embracing after the game and thrilled. And we have a pretty cool picture together that he took with his old flip phone, and it looks awesome. I actually posted it on Facebook today, and it's one of those pictures that I always look back and you just you remember, and it's hard to believe that was 7 years ago. So yeah, it's definitely a tough day, and it's just tough news, and it's actually been a rough year for the Phillies and the Phillies family. Just in this past calendar year, they've lost Dallas Green, lifelong baseball guy, former player, manager, scout, manager, general manager. Jim Bunning, Hall of Famer. Ruben Amaro Sr., who was with the Phils for a long time. Darren Dalton, who I grew up watching. Now Roy Halladay at the age of 40. Just absolutely unbelievable. So I just wanted to definitely get on here and make a video. I was going to record something, but kind of just decided to do it live. But it's hard to believe. I was following stuff on Twitter and Facebook, and you start seeing all his former teammates putting out, little thoughts, little tweets. And then Cole Hamels is actually in town. He's in Philadelphia today. I think he was here for some sort of charity work or something with his wife. He was on the Philadelphia sports talk station this morning. I saw a clip of it online. And then he actually jumped in at a press conference the Phillies had. So it was kind of moving listening to him talk about it, and how close the organization was. And it's just unbelievable news. You never go into a day expecting to hear something like this. So here's a few of my Halladay cards, as you guys can see. There's a Topps Tier 1 autographed card in his Phillies uniform. I think that's from 2011. And then I have the 2004 Donruss. That's just I guess it was an in-person autograph that someone had authenticated. I purchased that. I didn't get it. And here's another Tier 1. I believe that's from 2012. I never got Halladay's autograph in person. He did some of the like the charity signings and stuff, but I was never fortunate enough to get a ticket for him. And had a chance, could have met him last September. I believe was it September? I think it was September. He was at the Philly show, and I didn't do it. And obviously, if I could go back, I would love to have. I had intended on getting an Allen and Ginter card signed by him, but I didn't jump on it. And he actually had a private signing coming up in Northeast Philadelphia. It was scheduled for November 13th, which, less than a week away. So, I don't know what else to say. It's just tough because, again, you feel bad for him, obviously, losing his life with so much left to live, only 40 years old. You feel heartbroken for his wife and his kids. He has two of them, and his entire family, teammates, the baseball world, all those who knew him. Like I said, I never had a chance to get an autograph from him. I think I said hi to him in passing when I used to work at a sports newswire service. I would go down into the Phillies locker room and stuff like that occasionally. So, I'd seen him. I'm sure I was there when he started before, and just stuck the microphone out to get quotes with like 30, 40 other people. But everything you hear about him is nothing but positive. So it's definitely tough, and like I said, it definitely hurts for other people out there too. People who are fans of him, and he's no longer someone that you're watching on a daily basis or anything. But like I said, you have just so many unbelievable memories that involve him that it connects you to so many people. And I mentioned the perfect game, and I mentioned the no-hitter, but there's just so many other times I've seen him pitch, and it just puts you in a time capsule back 5, 7, however many years ago, 10 years ago, to moments you spent with different people. And that's kind of what sports is all about. That's, to me, what collecting stuff about and everything. It's all about the experience. So it's definitely it's a rough day. It's very sad, and at the same time, it does kind of open your eyes a little bit. Like I said, I had hoped to get an autograph at a private signing, which he's done a few recently, and you put it off once, and it's kind of a good example. And not that me getting an autograph is of any importance, but it does put into perspective kind of, why wait? Why wait to do things? It's so often, in life we put off stuff. I'll do it later. I'll call that person later. And there's really no excuse or no reason to really do that. I mean, we always procrastinate, and that's just kind of human nature sometimes. But I don't know. It's kind of can be a loss for words, I guess. It's devastating and disappointing news. I know I've been on here kind of rambling for 15 minutes. I appreciate you guys who have watched. If you have any questions or anything, feel free. I guess I'll float through a few of the comments quick. What's up, Mason Peterson? Triple S Sports Cards. Jeff. I saw that you posted a video, Cody. I didn't get a chance to watch yet, but I'll definitely check it out. John Manny. What's up, Chase? I appreciate you saying hi at that card show. That was cool for you to say hi. If you're going back next time, let me know there. I'll let you pick something out of one of the boxes. Ryan, what's up, Jason? Raymond, Brandon, man, a lot of you guys were in here. What's up, Baseball Collector? The next card show at Bordentown, I believe, is November 17th. Whenever the next one is, I'll be at. I probably won't be at the one after that. What's up, JC Sports Cards? Yeah, I mean, Halladay is incredible. I would like people's opinions, whether you think he's a Hall of Famer or not, in my personal opinion. And granted, as a Phillies fan watching him for 4 years, I'm a little biased, but I don't see how you can argue that he's not a Hall of Famer. You look at his career totals, which I have here. The guy won 203 games, only lost 105. That's a 659 winning percentage, which is pretty damn good. 338 career ERA. Keep in mind, he did pitch a long stretch of time in the American League East, which featured dominant Yankees teams, World Series winning Boston Red Sox teams, and AL champion Tampa Bay Ray team. So he pitched against good competition. He wasn't facing bad teams. On top of that, I consider postseason dominance an important factor or an important plus. The guy threw a no-hitter in the postseason. That's major brownie points. He threw a perfect game. That's big time. Had over 2,000 strikeouts. And I believe the statistic I saw was between 2001 and 2011, he threw, I think, 64 complete games, which was 30 more than any other player in baseball. So to me, that speaks dominance. That's dominance during a 10-year stretch. So, I don't really see much of an argument how he's not a Hall of Famer. Is he first ballot or first couple ballots? That can be up for debate, whatever. I think that whole thing is a little silly. I mean, you can give guys a first ballot bonus, I guess. But, after that, you're either in or you're not. So that's my opinion on it. If and when he's inducted, I will do my best to get to Cooperstown to pay my respects. So we got the Gaming Waffle says he'll be a Hall of Famer. Wobbles says all of us in Toronto are heartbroken. Jay McGillicuddy, what's going on, Jay? Pork Chop and the Raccoon, thanks for checking in, man. Joe Ryan Fan 30. Wobbles, I probably mentioned a few of you guys already. Rachel Gaines, Andrew Evans. Book of Festus Kyle. What's up, Joe Spice? I know you guys in Toronto are got to be in unbelievable shock as well. He was incredible for the Blue Jays. I mean, he had a really strong 16-year career. Baseball Collectors is absolutely a Hall of Famer, so that's pretty good. Pretty good knowledge there, because Baseball Collectors definitely a Hall of Fame guy. Yeah, I've seen some people in the past, not today or anything, talking about Hall of Famers. Justin DeBoss. A lot of comments in here, guys. Martin Wynn. CA Cards. Henry S. So a lot of you guys are here. So yeah, like I said, I had planned on doing I actually have a recorded TTM video, but I didn't publish it. I'll publish that tomorrow. It's no big name. I just didn't feel like I recorded it but didn't publish it. And I got a stack of mail in, but I'll save that for another day. So if you guys have any other thoughts on Roy Halladay, feel free to share them. Like I said, just a rough day. It's been a rough year. Every couple months, it seems like someone big. Um, like I said, with the Phillies, they've had a few guys, and the world of baseball the last few years really. With Yordano Ventura, was it last off season? Who bright young upcoming pitcher who had pitched in the World Series with the Royals, and then you had Jose Fernandez, of course, who was just off to an incredible start in his career. And then yeah, I'm also a really big Linkin Park fan too, so I'm sure most of you guys are aware what happened there a few months ago. I had tickets to their concert that was coming up a couple weeks after it happened. So obviously that didn't happen either. But yeah, just running through his stats. 3-time 20-game winner, which pretty impressive considering today's world where it's really hard to win 20 games. 119 twice. Led the league in complete games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 1.5 consecutive years, and then 7 times total. Shutouts. The league in shutouts 4 times. I mean, just he had an incredible career and overcame, some rough times early in his career too. In 2000, at the age of 23, he had a 10.60 ERA. Got shelled. Got beat up pretty bad, but was willing to go down to the minors and work on it, and he really improved himself. And, he didn't get a lot of postseason action, unfortunately, because Toronto just never made it when he was there. Reached the postseason twice with the Phillies. He threw the no-hitter against Cincinnati, and then against San Francisco, he went 1-1. Lost the first game. Cody Ross had a big game, unfortunately. But I remember, I think he pitched in game 5 to force a game 6. And he actually severely hurt his groin in that game, but gutted it out. And if the Phillies advanced, they said he wouldn't even have been able to pitch. But he gutted it out and forced a game 6, which ultimately the Giants did win. And then against St. Louis, he pitched pretty well in 2011. 1-1, 2.25 ERA. A lot of people might forget. I'm sure if you're a Cardinals fan, you remember well. And, if you're a Phillies fan, unfortunately, you remember well. But him and Chris Carpenter dueled it out in that classic Game 5 in 2011. 1-0 win for the Cardinals. Carpenter was incredible. I think they both threw complete games. The Cardinals, I think, had a leadoff triple to start the game, and the guy scored. That was it. So, Halladay, 3-2 in 5 starts with a 2.37 in the postseason. So, what do we got here? We got a few more comments. Martin Wynn, I don't know if I read some of these before. Thanks, Joe. Ray from Philly chiming in. I tried to get Ray on this, but I couldn't work it out. I'm still trying to work out a way to have a live guest, so hopefully at some point. But yeah, Ray just chiming in about terrible year for the Philadelphia, specifically the Phillies organization. Bunning, Darren Dalton, Dallas Green, Roy Halladay. It's been rough, and a guy like Halladay is so shocking. Dalton, of course, is unbelievably sad, but he was sick for a long time, so you could kind of brace yourself for that. And the same thing with Jim Bunning, who had a stroke. But I mean, this Halladay news just kind of came out of nowhere. No, I mean, Halladay has been fooling around with planes since his retirement. He's been getting really into that stuff, and following him on social media, he's had he's had out some tweets and pictures and stuff. So I mean, it's dangerous. You had the guy from Montgomery Gentry died in a helicopter crash a couple months ago. So that was another one. I mean, it's been rough, man. So Joe Ryan, fan 30, also says definite Hall of Fame player. So I agree. I don't really see much of an argument, but those are my Halladay autos, along with this one here. So I'm glad I do have those. They're beautiful looking cards. Happy to have a Blue Jays one as well, because obviously it's where he spent the majority of his time. But I had some just absolutely dominating years with the Phils. Two really incredible seasons. So it's unfortunate. Just wanted to kind of get on here and chat for a few minutes, get some of it. It's a little cathartic. It can be cathartic, I guess, to talk about a little bit. So I know you guys who follow me here on YouTube are are aware of what a big Phillies fan I am. So appreciate the support. And yes, baseball collector, I did notice on eBay there were like a handful of cards on there that disappeared quickly, and now there's a lot on there that are insanely high priced. And yeah, that's just kind of what happens. He was actually in triple threads this year, and from what I understand, he's actually in 2017 Topps Archives Signature Series Postseason Edition. So that's going to be interesting. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it. It's been, over 20 minutes, I think. Probably getting close to 30. Appreciate you guys checking it out. I will definitely be back with more videos. I have a pile of stuff planned. I have some live videos planned, talking a little bit about the hobby. I have, hopefully at some point showing off some more cards, of course. I have a big mail day to show off. I have a lot of stuff that has come in. And, TTM stuff. But, today got thrown off quite a bit. When you see this kind of news, it always kind of like, whenever you see some celebrity, of course, affects you in a different way. To me, when it's a baseball player or an athlete, that I'm paying more attention to, of course, it means a little more. And then when it's an athlete that you admire, you've watched and stuff like that, it definitely, it's hard to describe, because it's really, like I said, I know I've repeated myself a bunch. I don't know, you just think back on so many times, so it just definitely has a rough effect. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for checking out. Sports Fanatics, what's up, man? Appreciate jumping. Wesker Griff, Ed, appreciate the kind words. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourselves a great one.